Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I posted in the past. And if you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. The goal of my YouTube channel is to help you to create a food environment that you will eat healthy food that without extra effort and determination. So it will be natural by using my fast cooking system with the 4 attributes in flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking that will allow you to cook a meal in less than 30 minutes from scratch using all fresh ingredients. But most importantly is that you will cook the food that you love and enjoyed. Today's video, I would like to show you that how important it is when you can use meat as a condiment rather than as a main ingredient. Not only that you will still enjoy eating meat, but most importantly is that it will allow you to eat more vegetable. In many ways, what I'm trying to do is that to help you to make healthy food that tastes great. This is probably the most important aspect that will make home cooking sustainable. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to make beef as a condiment rather than as a main ingredient. This is particularly important because today beef is very expensive, and if you can use beef as a condiment, you can enjoy it, but at the same time, it will reduce your costs as well as make your food more nutritional. I have tried many different cuts of beef before, but the cut that I'm going to use in this video is a top sirloin steak. Now, this beef actually turned out to be excellent for stir frying. In fact, many different cuts of beef will work well as long as you know how to cook them. And this is what I'm going to show you today. And by combining it with vegetables, the most important thing is that if you prep your beef in advance, by package them in the size that it will be suitable for you to use in your dish, this will allow you to control the amount of beef that you cook for each meal. And furthermore, through this advanced prepping strategy, it will allow you to package the beef in such a way that you can have the beef from freezer to the wok in less than 50 minutes. The reason is that because through such a way how you package it, you can thaw it out in a bowl of lukewarm water, and usually in under 10 minutes. Now, if you package all the different kinds of protein that you're going to eat in this manner, this will allow you to have many different proteins to choose from. So in this case, not only it will give you the culinary pleasure, but it will also provide you with a lot of diversity of the kind of meat that you would like to eat. This method worked out to be extremely well, not just for beef, but for almost any other kind of proteins that you would like to eat. So consequently, in my advanced prepping, I always have quite a few different kinds of protein available. I can choose in any given night whether I would like to have chicken, beef, pork, lamb, or a whole host of seafood as well. So each time when I walk into the kitchen, I have many different options that I can choose from. And when you eat like this, you do not mind that to combine different type of food ingredients together to give you the maximum nutritional benefit as well as the greatest culinary pleasure. And to cook this dish, the first thing I walk in the kitchen is that I took out a package of beef and I thawed it in a bowl of lukewarm water, and it thawed in less than 10 minutes. Right after that, I'm going to coat the beef with a thin layer of cornstarch. The cornstarch is very important, which I will explain in a little bit more detail later on. But the cornstarch plays a significant role in how I'm going to cook the beef. Now, there are different ways for you to cook your beef to achieve the tenderness that you want. Beef is relatively difficult to cook because it's easily to be overcooked. Once you cook the beef longer than what it's supposed to be, what happens is that the flesh of the beef to become tough. And so there are a couple of ways that people try to solve this problem. There's one way to tenderize the texture of the beef, mostly done in commercial kitchens, is that they will coat the beef with baking soda. Now, baking soda has a way to cause the texture of the beef to become tenderized. And usually you coat the beef with baking soda for somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes before you start to cook it. The problem with tenderizing it with the baking soda is that it will often leave the after flavor from the baking soda. It will also make the texture of the beef to be tender in such a way that does not really feel natural to a lot of people. The second way is to use a method by using high heat in the beginning process of cooking the beef. And basically you sear the beef and then you cook the beef in low temperature. And this method is frequently used in the cooking steak as well as in stir-frying beef as well. Now, in stir-frying beef, this method is a little bit more difficult to accomplish because the cooking time for stir-frying is so quick. It's very hard to adjust the temperature accordingly to reach the type of temperature differential that you are looking for. Now, in this particular method, I'm going to demonstrate to you is to actually use vegetable to adjust the temperature of the beef. Stir-frying, one of the most significant aspects is heat management. So the first thing I'm going to do is that for this particular dish, I'm going to enhance the flavor of the beef, which is very frequently done, is using fermented black soybean. Now, the fermented black soybean has a very unique property. It will give a very nice characteristic flavor, which is high in umami and will make the beef really taste good. So the first step that I'm going to cook this dish is that I'm going to saute some fermented black soybean. I'm going to cook it until it's turned into slightly charred texture. This will allow the fermented black soybean to integrate better into the dish itself. Next, I'm going to put the beef that has been coated with cornstarch right into the wok. Now, the cornstarch has a very important function, is that it will absorb as much moisture from the surface of the beef as the moisture is very important when you want to try to sear the beef, because if the moisture is present, the temperature of the oil will be lower. Anytime when you sear something, you want the oil temperature as high as possible. And this is the reason why they play such an important role. Next, I add some aromatics. In this case, I use a combination of minced garlic as well as ginger. This will enhance the flavor of the beef. It will give the beef much more complex texture. As you can see now, a part of the beef has been seared. The other part has yet to be seared, which will be quite alright. I only want part of it to sear at this particular point. Right now, I actually turn the temperature to low, and then I add asparagus. And this is followed by the addition of a portobello mushroom. Now, adding the vegetable actually play a critical role. In fact, I'm going to add some additional carrot as well. The reason that why they play such an important role is because you notice that as soon as I add the vegetable to the wok, the beef actually almost stopped cooking. The reason is that the vegetable come in from cold and it will drop the oil temperature. So now, as everything's being stirred together, the vegetables are being cooked at the same time. The beef is cooking much more slower than when I first added to the wok. You notice that part of the beef has been just seared and charred, but now with the vegetable in there, we have slowed down the temperature and consequently we slow the rate how the beef is being cooked. The end result is that this slow cooking process will cause the beef to become more tender. And next, I'm going to season the dish with a combination of oyster sauce and hoisin sauce. I use a ratio of 2 parts of oyster sauce to 1 part of hoisin sauce. This will create a light teriyaki flavor. I'm going to season this dish very lightly because there's already plenty of flavor that are present. I like that this dish is slightly spicy. So I add a small amount of this fried chili in oil, about half teaspoon. I do not want to add too much. I do not want the dish to be too spicy, but I want it to have a slight kick. It will make the beef more interesting. Again, I am aiming for increase the complexity of this dish. By now, I shut off the heat completely because the dish is essentially done. I would like to make a very light sauce, so I'm going to add a bit water right over the area where some of the food ingredients has burned to the surface. And since the wok is still hot, the water will quickly dissolve them and I can use the wok spatula to remove them. And this method I refer to as spot cleaning. It will allow me not only to recover the flavor from the wok, but at the same time I am cleaning the wok. This dish is an excellent demonstration of how you can use beef as a condiment rather than as the main ingredient. By mixing the beef together with the vegetables, it not only makes the beef taste better, but also make the vegetable taste better. Together it's much better than if you eat the beef standalone and then have the vegetable on the side. because this way it allows all the flavor to intermix with each other. But more importantly is that now the beef become a condiment rather than as the main ingredients. And many different type of protein can be used this approach. But the important thing I also want to point out is that this dish is a template. The beef is a template of how you cook it, and you can easily make substitutions of different vegetables as long as they fit the criteria to be able to cook very quickly, and so that they can use as a heat modifier to adjust the temperature in the wok. This will allow you to cook the meat slowly. I have used the same method for cooking lamb, pork, and in some respect for cooking chicken as well. But for beef, it is almost essential how this method will work out. I post a video each day with the goal is that to help you to make home cooking part of your daily routine so that you can enjoy the food that you eat with the time that you have with the fast cooking system. And so that you can make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun. And by using this cooking method, you will be able to make home cooking sustainable. So if you'd like to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.